Hi there, Steve Kaufman here. I promised you shorter videos with captions and translations, but today's not one of them. Today is Christmas Day, so I'm going to ramble a bit and talk about Christmas and try to somehow connect it to language learning. Christmas. You know, many of the traditions that we identify with Christmas, of course, historians will tell you that it's sort of an amalgamation of aspects of ancient Middle Eastern religions. For example, a virgin giving birth to a child is a tradition that existed in other religions in the Middle East. Some of the traditions relate to Roman festivals, Saturnalia, obviously in an attempt to appeal to the Roman population. Christmas trees, Christmas lights, candles on Christmas trees apparently come from the tradition in Northern Europe of having great bonfires on the darkest day of the year in order to encourage the sun to come back, and so forth and so on. So, I mean, everything in this wonderful, rich, human sort of cultural tapestry that we live today is the accumulation of what people did before us, whether it be technology. I mean, modern technology wouldn't be anywhere without the contribution of Chinese technology and Arab technology and Hindu mathematics long ago. I mean, the food that we eat today, so typically Italian, like tomatoes, or typically Irish or German, like potatoes, and all of these things came from the New World, peppers, and so forth and so on. So everything that we enjoy today is a part of this increasing globalization, fusion, mixture of traditions and foods and so forth. Now, within that, I feel that the phenomenon of Christianity is quite spectacular. It started in the Middle East, and initially most of the adepts lived in the Middle East, North Africa, sort of around the Mediterranean basin. Today, the number of Christians in that part of the world is relatively small, although there are some. Christianity today represents about 1/3 of the population of the world, speaking a variety of languages, obviously very heavy in the Americas, therefore speaking English, French in North America, Spanish in Mexico, which is also part of North America, and then Spanish and Portuguese through the rest of the Americas, a little bit of French in Haiti and so forth, English, of course, in Guyana. And then, of course, this tremendous growth of Christianity in Africa, where we have a wide variety of languages, all spoken by Christians. And now in Asia and the Pacific Islands, Christianity has been growing, so that Christianity, which was initially a religion of the Middle East, became a religion of Europe, thanks to Rome, Imperial Rome. But now Europe per se is a relatively smaller part. In fact, if anything, Christianity is in decline in Europe as people are becoming more secular. On the other hand, it's growing in other parts of the world. So in that sense, Christianity unites a lot of people around a common religion. Common, granted, there are Catholics and Protestants and Orthodox and a great variety of Christians. However, the basic message of Christ, I'm not a Christian, I'm not a religious person, but the basic message of Christ and the message of Christmas is a very positive one. It's about peace. Christ's message was one of helping the weak, the less fortunate, being tolerant, being forgiving. And obviously this was a very powerful message, because what started out as a few thousand people, or a very small sort of sect in the Middle East, through a variety of circumstances, their message, or even the demographics, which is very powerful. Apparently the Christians had better demographics because they helped each other better during times of plague and disease and so forth. And today, of course, as was pointed out by my son, who is a professor at the University of London, Birkbeck College, and who wrote a book called The Religious Shall Inherit the Earth, people who are religious have larger families. And so while there might be a decline in religiosity in certain countries of Europe as people become more secular, this is more than compensated for by the high fertility birth rate of the more religious people, whether they be Christians, Muslims, Jews, for that matter. But the message of Christmas really is a message that's quite common to all religions. After all, while Christians might account for somewhat over 2 billion people in the world, Muslims account for not that much less. And of course, we have Hindus and we have Buddhists, and in all of these religions, people are expressing largely the same need for human solidarity, for peace. Unfortunately, like everything human, it comes with the good and the bad. And so there have been many examples of intolerance within religion, fighting between sects, between religions, and all the things that we really can't just ascribe to religion per se, but rather ascribe to the difficult nature of human beings who find all kinds of reasons to fight and squabble and be nasty to each other. Now, how does all of that relate back to my favorite topic, language learning? It's a stretch. However, the fact that Christianity, because we are talking not about all religions, we're talking about the Christian religion today, is a religion practiced by, I don't know, apparently 2/3 of the countries in the world. And so therefore the range of languages spoken by Christians is enormous. So there's a connection. I think to learn about religions is to learn about human beings, just as to learn about languages is to learn about human beings. So, you know, what the attitude that I have, and I must say that my family, we're not religious, but we also celebrate Christmas, as many non-Christians do, because we give presents, and we have dinner one evening at our place with our son and his family, and the following day we're invited over to their place with my son's mother-in-law and brother-in-law, and so that it becomes an opportunity to get together, which you know, is a wonderful thing for Christians to do, but it's also something that people of all religions enjoy doing. So I guess Christmas, the message is supposed to be one of peace. It's also much commercialized, but you can't blame Christianity for that. That's also in our nature. We tend to be acquisitive, but we like to give gifts, and we like to buy things for people. We like to think about what might make them happy, and plus we're happy when others think of us. So there you go. It's a bit of a ramble. It's not anything to do with language learning. Those messages are coming in the new year. They'll be shorter, and they will have transcripts and captions, but this one doesn't. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas, those of you who are Christians or who celebrate Christmas, and I wish everyone a very happy end of the year, because there are other holidays during this time of year. I wish everyone a happy holiday period, and I hope that when you contemplate the year that's gone by and the world we live in, that you do so with optimism and generosity, because I try to. I think we should all try to be upbeat. And on that note, I say goodbye, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Bye for now.